map of Africa, and at this little corner here you see the flag with one star on the red is the Cameroon flag. Cameroon is located in Central Africa. It's about 5,971 miles from Charlottesville.
It's very different. It's very beautiful. Where we stayed most of the time we were in the mountains, so in order to get from point A to point B we had to go from one hill to another hill. There's lots of walking. The roads are very bumpy, so you have to stay in a car and like squish in a car so you don't like bump your heads and hit each other.
I thought it was a very interesting program because in Cameroon I have been a high school teacher for a very long time. I got to know girls very well, adolescent girls, and the type of problems they were experiencing during that period. The YWLP looked to me like something that I could use in my home country to begin to address some of those problems. We brought in college women, and in Chang we combined college women and high school girls, and we had a 3-day workshop in which we talked about the issues relating to adolescence in Cameroon. At the end of the day we discovered that the issues were enough to warrant creating a YWLP style mentoring program in Cameroon. So we developed our handbook and we tweaked a little of what you have here as YWLP.
They talked to me a lot about music artists here, so they know about Rihanna and Chris Brown and Beyonce. They also talked about food and what our favorite foods. The food there is completely different than the stuff that we like here, but they had a lot of questions about that. They asked me a lot about my ethnicity and where my parents came from, and there are a lot of cultural differences. For example, here a lot of women here don't like hair on their legs and on their body, so we talked about how we shave and we wax and we do all these type of things to get rid of our hair. But to them, a woman having hair on her body is considered beautiful, so that is a complete difference that we have. We talked about everything from menstrual cycles to our relationships with our parents and our mothers and relationships with boys. We talked about how girls are still changing. Even though you think that you're an adult, you're still in this stage called adolescence. They had a lot of questions about that, and the girls were really interested in you girls here and YWLP and how it works and how we build relationships with our girls, because the program there is a little bit different, but it works for them, and so they just wanted to know how YWLP works in the United States. The girls were really interested in the scrapbook that you all made, and they had questions about the food that you all like to eat, and they asked us if we like them as well. They asked us a lot about what you like to do for fun, so they really enjoyed looking at the scrapbook, and they enjoyed putting a little scrapbook together for you all to look at about things that they like to do and the food they like to eat.